Welcome to A Mess in the Kitchen, the podcast all about demystifying home cooking. I'm Molly Moken-Cat, a food and travel writer who loves to cook but is only so-so at it. My co-host, Dusty Kugler, is a former food stylist, caterer, and food fanatic that always makes cooking look effortless and somehow manages to clean up after herself in the process. We talk recipes, cooking tips and techniques, our favorite kitchen gear, mishaps, and successes. We believe eating good food at home doesn't have to be so complicated, and if you screw up, who cares? That's why God invented frozen pizza. Here's the show. Hey, you're listening to A Mess in the Kitchen with me, Molly Moken-Cat, and you,
Dusty Kugler.
Woo! Good job picking up your cue there.
Sometimes I'm on it. Sometimes. Yep. Today's the day. You know why?
Why?
Because it's a Monday, even though we're not supposed to say what day it is.
Well, what's so great about Monday?
I don't know. I'm just awake.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't, in general, when people are like, it's a blank day, it's usually not Monday.
That's true. It's usually Thursday. I really like Thursdays.
Yeah, me too. Mondays don't really bother me that much because I feel like every day feels the same.
Yeah, I just don't like Tuesdays.
Me neither. They're the worst day of the week.
Totally. I don't like Tuesdays. And tomorrow's, I'm not even going to go there. Anyway.
Well, guess what? It's time to get into the Christmas spirit because this is our Christmas hoe episode to go with our Thanksgiving bitch episode.
Exactly. We're all about Christmas and Kwanzaa and
Festivus.
Hanukkah and Festivus and anything else you want to throw at us. We are excited about it. Sort of.
I agree. Sort of. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, here's what.
We got to look forward to something this year.
Absolutely. It's so funny because that was actually my first question I had for you is when do you start embracing the Christmas spirit? Because, you know, there's some people some people who are like, oh my gosh, it's the day after Labor Day. It's time to start, watching Hallmark movies and making Christmas cookies. I'm not one of those people.
Nope. Me either.
So when do you start getting into it?
Typically so here's what screws me up. It depends on when Thanksgiving is because, know, Thanksgiving, we've already talked about it until, the nth degree, but it also has to do with my birthday, which I love more than anything.
Yeah.
And so it depends on where my brain is. But I would say for the most part, on average, I'm kind of a week to 10 days before, which is really bad.
And before Christmas?
Yes. And every year I say, I'm going to start buying gifts in like July. And I never, ever, ever do. Ever. I mean, I buy gifts, but then I'm like, oh, yay, I love this. Instead of like, I'm going to set this aside. Or I set things aside and I can't find them for like 2 years.
Oh, yes. Guilty. I do the same thing.
I'm kind of a last minute holidayer. Yeah.
So I kind of pick and choose my things because I like to get a Christmas tree up as soon as possible, but rarely before Thanksgiving. Usually it's the day after Thanksgiving.
That's exactly what we do.
Yeah.
That's the one thing we do
Dude.
early enough is the day after Thanksgiving. We put up our tree, and I'll tell you a little bit later about that because we've changed it a little bit over the last couple of years and it's been the most freaking fun.
Oh, okay. I can't wait to hear about that. Well,
yeah, we'll come back to it because you asked me something else.
Okay. So I like to put up my tree because I like the ambiance of a tree. I really like it. I like the smell. I like the lights. I love going through my ornaments and stuff. I usually get a wreath in November and I do it through Pet Project Rescue. So it's a dog rescue place that we got our dog from. So so they get, it's like a fundraiser, and so I get one for us and then one for Liz and Jordan who live downstairs from us.
Oh, that's nice.
Like I'll do those things early, and then like I don't want to listen to one effing Christmas carol until like 7 to 10 days before Christmas.
Okay. We're totally on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. Oh, that's so great. I mean, I don't know. I know some people love, a good Christmas movie. Maybe one of those people is producer Twyla. But
maybe. I think it might be.
It might be. I don't know. But yeah, I don't really get into it until later. Though I do like to get my shopping done early, so I'm not stressed. But early means like beginning of December.
You are way better than me when it comes to that.
See, Twyla, she just texted me that Christmas rom-coms are her happy place. There are so many people like you.
And she also said, you know what else she said? She loves Mondays too. And she doesn't like Tuesdays. No wonder we're such a good team.
Yep. Wow.
Good minds think alike.
So, okay. Energy. So you're a Christmas season delay person.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it just kind of depends on what we're doing, right? And when it is. This year, I know is going to sneak up on me because Thanksgiving is like the latest it possibly is, isn't it? Is it like the 27th or 28th?
Yeah,
which is
it's
like the last day.
Oh,
that's always tough. Mm-hmm. But you know what? This year will be different because of COVID. And so we don't know, there's no Black Friday, not that I ever do that. And there's like none of those kinds of things. So maybe it won't sneak up on me this year. I mean, I know it's coming.
It will. Well, but the other thing I keep thinking about with this year in particular is, on literally October 1st, our next door neighbors carved pumpkins and put them out. And I was like, you guys are cute. You know that those are going to be literally rotten piles of goo in 2 weeks. Like, are you going to just
food?
Yes. But I think everyone's just like chomping at the bit to make the calendar move faster and have something to do. So I think that we will be seeing Christmas everything earlier than normal. Christmas decorations, cookies, all of that stuff.
The Christmas decorations at Target were already out before Halloween. I've never seen that before. Well, maybe I just never noticed it before.
Yeah.
But I was really trolling the candy aisle this year. Big time.
Duh.
I'm adding to my COVID-19. Packing it on.
And speaking of packing it on, how do you feel about Christmas baking? I already know the answer.
That's what I think.
Me too.
I really want to like it.
Yes.
I don't. You know what I love? Other people's Christmas cookies. I love it. But not all of them, of course, because I, believe it or not, have an opinion on them.
Yeah, well, duh. Wait, do you have anything that you make every year for Christmas? Like, not even necessarily cookies, but some sort of treat thing, or like, do you make your mother-in-law's super delicious pretzels or something?
Oh, actually, I'm so glad you said that, because my answer, I was already shaking my head no. But yes, I actually do make that. And that is kind of my go-to, like when we go to someone's house, which we won't be doing this year. Or this year, you know what? Most likely, if we maybe do that Bailey's thing that we talked about before, like making stuff this year for friends, because we're not going to be able to see as many people. I typically make a ridiculous monster batch of those amazing pretzels, which I can put on. It's disgusting and delicious. Mm-hmm. Couldn't be easier either, but you have to pay attention, which is the hard part. So you get a big turkey pan, the plastic, oh my God, the aluminum ones, but it's got to be the big ass one. It can't be like the half pan or the full pan. It's got to be the one that can hold like a freaking 25, 30 pound.
Like a turkey that was never able to walk.
Yes, exactly. The ones they just, injected sitting on the bench.
It's for turkeys.
Yeah. Anyway,
I wonder why producer Twyla is
a vegan. She's like, ooh, the thought of that turkey on the bench is kind of making me sick.
Me too.
Don't worry. Just Molly and I will be eating that in a couple of weeks. You don't have to, Twyla. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, thank you. But the reason you need that is because the sides are big. The sides are tall. Yeah. And you got to stir this all the time. So I'll do the exact recipe. Like, we can put it in the notes, but it's basically 2 bags of like either twists or the mini. I like the tiny pretzels, the tiny ones. And then you throw those in there.
Yeah. Okay.
just like regular pretzels. The rods don't work. Can't use those. But a lot of people do. Like a couple of times I bought the, rings and trees.
Oh,
have you seen those? Like pretzels shaped like shit. So I've done that a couple of times. They still taste the same. But then it's packet of dry ranch seasoning, or no, Italian seasoning, and that really weird orange Orville Redenbacher popcorn oil that you see on the shelf at the grocery store that you're like, what is that? It is literally bright orange.
Okay. I don't even know if I've noticed it. That's not healthy. Who cares?
Who cares? It's so delicious. I've tried it with other things. It doesn't work. You have to have this crap. So that, and then a little bit of garlic powder and a little bit of cayenne. And I'm not kidding. People are like, that's a masterpiece, which it is not, as you just heard, but they are freaking delicious. And
they're better than Dots even.
They're so much better than Dots. Though I will say Dots serves its purpose because that's a pain. Yeah. But the thing is, you have to do it really slow and you have to keep stirring them like every 10 minutes. Huge pain.
Wait, do you do them in the oven?
Yeah. So you mix the shit in the thing, and then you
mix the shit in the thing. Okay.
You mix the weird oil and the powdery stuff in a pan. I'm sorry, I'm moving a little quick today. And then you pour all the pretzels into the pan of like the turkey pan. And then you pour that stuff on top of it and you really mix it a lot. So all of it's drenched. And then you do it on like 250 or 275. I can't remember. For like every 20 minutes, you stir it until they get kind of brown. Oh my God, they're so good. And they're like snappy. Like reduced fat chips are snappier than regular chips, or like reduced fat wheat thins. My love of reduced fat, but not free fat. It's just for the crunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I like these things, because they get that crispy.
Yep. And then tasty. You just have no shame licking your fingers afterwards.
Yeah, kind of like when you eat a lot of Cheetos, and you kind of have to use your bottom teeth while you're doing it. Yes, they're so good.
You look around and you think, who just thought that?
Don't worry, people who I've given that to. I didn't really do that. But I do make those every year. Just like you make two of my favorites.
Yes.
Every year.
So my thought is, because I'm not a big cookie person or a baking person, I just don't really have the patience for it. I suck at decorating cookies. I don't know. It's like, I like making cookies if it's sort of an event. For example, a couple of my girlfriends have gotten together every year to do a handful of cookies, like bake a handful of cookies together and watch, Elf or something and drink basically. And in that instance, it's fun because it's sort of like you don't have to do it all and you're kind of just hanging out.
Yeah.
But I mean, my Aunt Denise, my amazing Aunt Denise, well, for like 3 days in a row, she will stay up all night long making.
A lot of people do
decorating cookies. I mean, till like 5 a.m, and her cookies are so beautiful, and they're sugar cookies. They have like the perfect kind of like bend. They're kind of they're amazing.
But then you just eat them.
Yeah. I mean, this is all it's just not for me to stay up all night and do that. But so what I like to do is 2 recipes that most people do not make themselves, which makes it feel kind of special. And they both have a story, which of course, I like, because I am nostalgic and also love old people. So,
So true.
Seriously, I love the elderly. So one of the recipes is my Grandma Stromberg's English toffee, which P.S. she never actually gave me this recipe, but it's actually kind of sad because she really wanted me to make it with her, and she died before I was able to do that. But she gave me a candy thermometer for Christmas the year before she died. And anyway, so then once I became an adult and like cared about other people, I was like, I got to learn how to make that. And it's then a trial and error thing. And, people think like candy making is so hard, and it probably is if you actually know how to do it.
Yeah.
But but for me, I've just done it now so many times, kind of winging it, which is more my style, that I just kind of have my flow going when I make the toffee. And it's literally like, I'll put the recipe in the show notes, but I think it's something like 2 sticks of butter, 2 cups of sugar, a pinch of salt, and a little bit of water. And you just sit there forever stirring it till it turns a color that looks like toffee.
Your trial and error has gone well, because I've never had a bad one. Like through all of the years when you did them, they're really good.
Whenever I mess them up, I just like break it into pieces, put it in our freezer and put it, use it for ice cream. Actually, a lot of times what I've done is saved the ones that are only so for Andrew and put the snivels in a bag, because I know he likes to eat those on ice cream.
Yeah, that is good. You've given me a bag of those before too, and they're good.
Yeah. So then all I do is I have, a big sheet baking pan kind of thing, put parchment on it, and then you dump the boiling hot toffee, which is scary. And I don't like doing that part, but you put it on the sheet pan till it kind of gets all, it spreads out, and you kind of have to move it around so it fills the whole thing. And then while it's still hot, you take semi-sweet chocolate chips and then just put that over the top, and then they get kind of melty, and then you spread that out with a little, one of those like little spreader guys. And then usually I put like a flaky sea salt over the top, and then chopped up almonds.
Nice touch.
Yeah. And then you set them outside if you live in Minnesota, because that is nature's refrigerator. And then you start doing it again, and you think, oh my God, did that just take me like 40 freaking minutes to make that? But yeah, usually
it's worth it.
It is. And I do probably like 4 or 5 batches of it. And the more I like you, the better your batch will be. Because I'm like, this one's okay. I'll just bring this to that one party.
Your secret's out.
I know.
People are going to be judging the toffee now.
Yep. And then the other one I do every year is Pfeffernusse, which I probably have talked about that on the podcast before, but so also bring in Mr. Andrew Zimmern again here. So he, that's where Dusty and I met, working for him. She still does. I haven't been for kind of a while, but he shot an episode of Bizarre Foods in West Virginia, right? Yeah. And he went to this little Swiss village called Helvetia and met this woman who was like 90 some years old, Eleanor. And somehow, I don't even know how this started, but I became pen pals with her. Mm-hmm. And we exchanged letters, again, because I love old people, for, I don't know, like 2 years. And she sent me her cookbook that she wrote in the 60s. And she would send me her Pfeffernusse cookies, which are like, well, they're little spherical kind of brown cookies that they're really interesting. They're
amazing.
They're spicy. So they got tons of black pepper in them, and cloves and cinnamon, and I don't know if it's like allspice or nutmeg. I mean, it's like all of those ones that are kind of the same. And then, well, you know what I mean? Aren't they all kind
totally
of the same?
I'm like,
okay.
They're all the ones you have the little containers of too.
Yes. And it's better if you make them with fresh stuff. Like I try to get new stuff every year. And so according to Eleanor, who passed away probably, I don't know, 8-10 years ago. It was kind of a while ago. But she said the key is to use extra pepper in them and then dunk them in coffee. And they kind of also take kind of forever to make. And they're not really everyone's cup of tea. Like, for example, I gave some to our old neighbors and they thought they were dog treats. So that was kind of weird.
They do look like that, though. They do.
They look like dog treats, and they're kind of hard. So they kind of
good.
feel like dog treats too. And they're like, we don't have a dog. And I'm like, you don't get it. I never liked you anyway.
They got a bad bag anyway.
Yeah.
It had the ugly shit in it.
Yeah. So those are the ones I make every year, and I just like it as a tradition, and I don't need to make all of them. Everybody else makes the peanut butter blossom ones or the ginger snaps or whatever.
all those. I occasionally, if my mom is up here or we're down in my parents' house, we will decorate sugar cookies, and they end up looking so funny because the girls are probably a little more artistic than my mom and I. My mom and I are like, get it done quick. Who cares?
Yes.
And then so much so that we just stopped making the sugar cookie mix. We just started buying, like, I think you can buy a bag of Betty Crocker like sugar cookie mix. You just have to add water. Like, it's really bad. We're just like, hurry up. We don't have enough time. We have other things to do. It's still fun for like the 45 minutes we decorate. And then I'm like, okay, I'm done with those.
I get it. I mean, like I said, it's not really for me.
It's not for me. I said, I like other people's stuff.
Yeah. Well, my grandma Stromberg, so my mom's mom, was just an amazing cook and baker. She had all of the different cookies she would make every year. And another thing I do on occasion, but haven't for a while, though I might now that I have kids, is she used to make gingerbread men and then poke a little hole in the top of them and then would put a ribbon through them.
Oh,
and
cute.
You could like hang them on your tree if you wanted, which I still am like,
cute.
Wait, are you supposed to eat it or save it? I don't really get it, but I just always thought it was the coolest.
Oh, that is pretty cool. Though I will say that's on my list of worst Christmas cookies. They look cute, but they taste like shit.
I kind of like them.
I like them if they taste like ginger. I feel like they don't. I feel like they taste like flour. I don't like them.
No, I want them to
I want them to taste like your pfeffernusse in the shape of a little man. That's what I want.
Me too.
It's not that much to ask.
The first time I made them, they were like molasses cookies. Have you ever made molasses cookies?
Really? You're asking me that question?
No, I know. What am I thinking?
Okay. How about this? Have you ever bought molasses cookies? That's more of a question for me.
Well, the thing is, I think I was in high school when I made them, and for like 3 years, I couldn't even smell molasses without wanting to barf. It was way too much. I don't know. It just was not my program.
A little bit of that goes a long way. I grew up with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to put it on cornbread and be like, get it off. Yuck.
Wait, so no. what is your least favorite cookie?
For Christmas cookies, you mean? Well, my absolute least favorite kind of holiday treat is anything with jelly in it. I want to barf when I see those fucking things with the thumbprints. Ugh. I'm like, seriously? So the jelly's just like sitting there? It's so weird. I think they taste terrible. So there's my number one. And also meringue things. They like hurt my teeth like I'm eating chalk. I don't like those either.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And then anything with white chocolate, because that's not even fucking chocolate at all. That's it.
Wait, but what about, do you not like chocolate covered pretzels?
If they're white chocolate? No. Yuck.
Yeah. I don't get it.
Then you're like, is it yogurt? And then why would I want yogurt on a pretzel and then bake it?
Okay, what's the deal with it? I don't get, what's the difference between a yogurt covered pretzel and a white chocolate covered pretzel? Is there a difference?
I'm guessing one has
yogurt?
Just white chocolate. No, but or like the, you know how you can do the white almond bark stuff? I think that's what I really don't like is that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know that that's white chocolate, but I don't like those either. Like if somebody makes a cookie and it has white chocolate chips in it, I'm like, oh, you fucking ruined it. And then, but I do think that the yogurt ones have, well, we should Google that one or we should ask our friendly neighborhood baker, Zoe, because I do feel like there's got to be yogurt in it, but I don't know what else because it can't just be yogurt. But why would you do that?
But I kind of like those.
Do you?
Oh yeah.
No, I don't. You know what ones are my new faves? So my friend Tanya, who doesn't do a ton of cooking, her husband Jim does a lot of the cooking, but she gets together with her girlfriends every year. They have such a blast. They spend like a whole day doing it, which I like the idea of that. Like I wish I could just go and watch.
Yep.
And then, have fun and laugh and stuff. But she makes some killer ones. And my favorite one ever that she makes is so funny. It's 2 Cheez-Its with peanut butter in the middle. So she makes a little sandwich and then dips them in dark chocolate.
Yes.
and then puts them in the freezer. I could eat like 150 of them. They're so good.
See, my friend Hillary, by the way, the Hannon sisters are hardcore cookie people.
Oh, are they? I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, I got to ask them for some this year, maybe.
Yeah, so they do that, but with wheat thins.
Oh.
But I like the idea of the Cheez-Its.
The Cheez-It, I think, is just super salty. That's why I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so good. So, Tanya, those are really good. On my list of faves, I put your Pfeffernuss because I love them.
Thank you.
I do. I love them. And then I like those weird powdered sugary things that are like grandma cookies. I don't know
Russian tea cake. Russian tea cakes.
I like how the powder stays on the outside of your lips. I don't know why, but then the inside just like to your roof of your mouth. Yeah, I like those. I like those. And then what else do I have? Oh, I mean, I like those peanut butter blossom things. One of those. Those are good. But have you ever had potato chip cookies?
Well, yeah, I guess so. I don't know what
the deal is, but it's like a cookie, but it has potato chips in it. I mean, shocking that I would like that. But it's a lot of chips and they're really good. Prentice's grandma used to make those. And she also used to make a couple of different Norwegian things. Like I can't pronounce them. And they were really super good. Like not the krumkake, but the other ones where you have the press. Prentice's mom too. Where it's kind of like a waffle, but
those
are really great.
The anise ones?
They're really good. And I typically don't like that. Yeah, they're really good. My mother-in-law is a really amazing baker too. Prentice's mom is an amazing baker. And she's one like your Aunt Denise who will just bake. Loves it. And then we reap the benefits of that, which is great. But
this is reminding me of another one my grandma would do that was a Norwegian one that's like almost like a funnel cake. They look like a snowflake.
Oh, what are they? Yeah, and then they roll them, and it's kind of the roll ones. You know what I'm talking about? That are like a cone.
Yes, I do, but I don't. That's not what I'm thinking of.
It's called a pizzelli.
Yes, you're right. That's what the flat ones are called.
Yeah, or a pizzelle, whatever. Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the ones that they look like a snowflake. They're like 3-dimensional.
Yeah.
And covered in powdered sugar.
That's a press, right? They use a press for it?
I don't know. They must.
Right, we're going to have to investigate. I should just call my mother-in-law. She'll know. I guarantee she's got a million gadgets that can do all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. For me, my least favorite ones are anything that's more about the decoration than the taste. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. I get it.
Also, I get weirded. Well, yes.
Do you like the jelly ones?
I mean, let's put it this way. I get overwhelmed by the amount of treats at Christmas because if I eat too many, I get sick.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just don't feel good. So I usually try to keep my cookie consumption to like 3 or 4, you know, in a sitting. And if I have to choose, I'm not choosing that one.
Yeah, me either.
No. Unless someone's like, it is amazing.
I don't know how that could even be possible.
Me neither.
It's jelly. Anyway. Okay, but what else? What else is on your least faves and faves?
My mother-in-law makes amazing ginger cookies, and part of it is that they have, now this is going to sound gross, but just go with me. They kind of have the texture of like wet, really fine sand. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. That sounds kind of good.
Yeah. And they're almost not completely baked all the way through.
Ooh, I'm a fan of most cookies that aren't baked all the way through. Ish.
Yep. That's a favorite of mine. I mean,
I'd like to try one of those.
Okay. Well, they're also my father-in-law's favorite. So it's more of a thing I'd have to smuggle out.
Oh, okay.
I would do it for you.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that.
And otherwise, the only cookies I don't, the green wreaths that are like cornflakes.
Oh, yeah.
I like how they taste, but it weirds me out. And I feel like my poop will be green. And so that makes me feel weird. And I don't like any of the things that have Red Hots on them or those things that look like BBs.
I like to make them, but I don't like to eat them because I'm always like, what are those?
What, the BB ones?
Yeah, I'm always afraid my tooth's going to break.
Me too. Is it food? I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know. I do like how they look when you're like, just pouring them on there. I've got some fun pictures from when we made ours very fast. And I think they have BBs on them. I like that we're calling them BBs.
BBs, but that's what they look like, right?
Yeah, I don't like the Red Hots either because, like, why? Why would you put a Red Hot, a cinnamon spicy candy on a cookie? Unless maybe there's cookies that are supposed to have those, but I don't think so.
Also, do you think any manufacturing plant has made a Red Hot in the last 20 years? They always seem like they're 100 years old, like just so hard.
I think I like that though. I like eating them. I like how they get stuck in my teeth. I like that. I know you don't like that. That's why you don't like Milk Duds like I do. I like trying to pry them apart with my molars.
I get it.
The texture thing, I guess. I like it. And I like Bit-O-Honey too. I
love those. Oh, you know that's like my top 3 candy.
I know. I do know that. I do, which is weird because it totally does that to your teeth.
I know, but it's so good.
I know.
It's probably because I like grandma's so much.
Probably because that's grandma candy. But you know what? I don't like honey, but I like Bit-O-Honey.
Well, there's probably no honey in it.
Probably not. Just a different kind of fake something. Honey-ish. Bit-O-Honey-ish. Whatever. Okay, cookies. I think we kind of ran the gamut on cookies.
I know. So wait, I'm going to ask you a couple more Christmas things. You ready?
Yeah.
Do you like Christmas music?
Depends.
Okay.
I like old school Christmas music. I don't like any of those new sad ones. The ones
Me
like
neither.
Mommy didn't leave my shoes, or I need some pants, or Daddy left. Those are so sad. What says holiday about any of those songs? I don't like them. I do like the occasional 80s, like Wham. And,
me too. Or the Waitresses one.
Yes. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. I can't believe I'm in a band because I don't know how to sing. Yeah.
I love that. And I love the David Bowie, Bing Crosby ones. So totally good. But besides that, I don't think I like any new ones. An occasional Mariah works for me.
Yep. Dusty, we are twinsies because I literally wrote down that I only like Christmas music from the 50s and 60s.
Same.
And then I like the dumb Mariah Carey song. I don't need to hear it a lot. I like it a little. And the other thing I love, this is a new one though, is the Casey Musgraves Christmas album is so good.
Is it? I haven't heard it.
Yes. It sounds kind of like classic country, and also anything Willie Nelson Christmas I love too.
Yeah, I like old. Yeah, you know that how I feel about the country stuff. I don't want to offend anybody, but I only like old country because that's what I grew up doing, is going to those concerts with my parents. I don't understand new country. I like new country people who sound like old country people.
Yeah, but like Margot Price, or Casey Musgraves, actually,
or Sturgill Simpson. Like I'm into that, but I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, just my opinion.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And then I can't stand. Okay, my mother loves Christmas music. She also loves smooth jazz, adult contemporary.
Kenny G's Christmas.
Oh my God. Literally, it's on my list right here. We usually do Christmas Eve with her, or, traditionally that's what we've done. I don't know what we're doing this year. It's weird, but it's like every time we go over to her house, it's like dark and candlelit with like Kenny G playing like the first Noel. No, or Josh Groban.
I like Josh Groban as a person. He seems like a cool dude. I'm just not really into his music.
Yeah, or like Carrie Underwood Christmas. Anything that's like, oh, holy night. Like, I don't like that.
I'm with you. I don't either. No, thanks.
Yeah.
That's not going to do it for me. What's the movie that I love so much at Christmas that Mariah Carey sang that song and the cute little boy and Liam Neeson's wife died? What is it?
Love Actually.
Oh, I love that movie.
Okay. My sister-in-law, Sherry, said she thinks Clark, who's my son, looks like that little boy, Sam.
Oh, really? I got to take a look. See, I think your little boy, Clark, looks like you. So I'll have to take a look at that. I love that movie so much.
Me too. I watched it I watched it with my grandma, and she was like, I don't know if I get this movie. Then there's that like porn scene.
Oh yeah, the porn scene with your grandma. Oh my gosh.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time I've watched an inappropriate movie with my grandma, but I was like, she was like, what are they doing? I'm like, oh, grandma, they're shooting a porno. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Oh my God. That's the last time you saw that movie?
No. I've seen it since.
I was going to say.
It's most memorable time.
Yeah, I would say definitely watching that with your grandma would rank up there as the most memorable times you watched it.
Yeah.
I was going to tell you about my tradition that's been new over the last couple of years.
Yeah. I want to hear it.
The most fun. So, my girls have a lot of Jewish friends, and over the last couple of years, a few of them have never experienced Christmas trees.
Oh,
and so the last 2 years, and I hope we get to do it again this year, but I just don't know how we could. They have come over, the families have come over. I just made like a big thing of soup and have a big charcuterie tray or whatever. And then they come over and they decorate the tree with my kids. And it's so, the first year we did it, it was like everyone was 5. And these are college students and their families. My God. Like my one friend, Julie, had done it when how we thought of it is that she had said, my favorite thing around Hanukkah was like, obviously I love Hanukkah, but I loved our next door neighbors would invite us over to decorate their tree. And it was like the most amazing thing to me. And so Raph and Hattie and I are like, oh my gosh, we should do that. And the first year, my friend Sivia had never done it. And she's my age, she's 50. And she was like, that was the most fun I've had in so long. I mean, it was just so much fun. The kids had a blast. We had so much fun just eating and drinking and just taking pictures. And the tree was, first of all, the tree was up in a minute and a half because everyone was like throwing everything on there. And it looked so good. It was so cute. It was just all our old, like when Prentice and I were kids and when the kids made stuff, we didn't do a lot of besides candy canes. And we let Arnie, who is Rafferty's friends, I don't think he was an oops, but he's way younger. Like he's in 5th grade, I think. We let Arnie put the star on the top. And he was so excited because Prentice lifted him up there to do that. So yeah, I hope we can keep that tradition this year, but I'm not sure it's possible. Yeah. But it's so fun. It's so fun.
That is fun. Yeah, I like to do so. And do you do a real tree?
So we did real trees up until maybe like 4 years ago. Prentice's mom was moving into a smaller place and she gave us that woman can decorate like no other. Her holiday decorations are so beautiful. And she gave us her tree. And I was like, okay, you mean I don't need to wipe sap off my floor and think that the dog's going to catch on fire because I forgot to water it for 3 weeks? Like, it's been so great having this amazing fake tree. So used to be real. Now I'm fake. Kind of like other things on my body. Not my face either. I had cancer. It was a joke. Can't see my face anyway, so.
Yeah, so I kind of had the opposite thing where we always had a fake tree growing up. And then probably when I moved in with my friend Maggie, probably 11 years ago or something, that was my first real Christmas tree. And I've always done one ever since.
That's so fun. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
When we were growing up, I always had real trees, but they were always flocked. We always had flocked trees. You know, the white ones? They spray it with stuff. My mom, you know how she likes everything pristinely clean.
Mm-hmm.
Even our Christmas tree was perfectly white, but it was a real tree.
Yeah, that surprises me that you held out that long on the tree thing with your cleaning tendencies.
It just gave me something to do for a while. I don't know. Yeah. I liked going to get it too. It was really fun with the kids. Yeah. And we're not kind of like the cookie makers. I'm not the tree chopper. We just go to the place with the Boy Scouts and drag it home.
Same.
But it's fun, even though we freeze our asses off. It's typically pretty fun.
Yeah, I love doing that too and putting it up. And I've had a couple bum trees I haven't smelled. I haven't had the Christmas tree smell, which is kind of a bummer.
Oh, yeah. I like the smell. But they have candles for that.
Yeah, I was going to say Times makes a really good candle.
Oh, yeah, they do. And by the way, when are they having that warehouse sale, or are they not ever having that?
I don't know, but the Times, I don't know if you guys, they're from Minnesota, but I feel like you can get their stuff everywhere, and they have the best candles and lotions and stuff, and they have a crazy warehouse sale every year, and it is pandemonium.
It's so fun. It's THYMES, right?
Mm-hmm.
Times. Yeah. Best, that is the best smelling, I think their fur, is it called Fraser?
Yeah, it's a Fraser fur. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, is that amazing.
It is so good.
Now I want to smell one.
Me too. We just got to Kowalski's Market. That's where I just was there, and I walked through, and I'm like, they have the candles.
I love Kowalski's.
Me too.
They do have everything. They do. What didn't we cover? I feel like there's a lot on here.
I know there is a lot, because I was going to ask you about if you have Christmas pet peeves.
I mean, I guess I hope I'm not offending anybody, but I really hate the letter.
It depends.
I don't know. Like, some people are really funny, and like it's like informative and like, quirky and rhymey and funny. But the ones that always tell you like the sad stuff, it's kind of like the sad Christmas song. It's like, we lost Jerry this year, and he'd been our dog for whatever. I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I don't really, whenever I open a Christmas card and those are in there, I'm like, along with the glitter that pisses me off too.
Oh,
when you open the Christmas card with the glitter. Bugs. I don't really, nah, I don't know. I like holidays a lot.
See, I do too. And actually, one of my only pet peeves really about Christmas are when people don't want to do gifts at all.
Yeah, that's annoying. It's not that hard.
Right. So with my dad's family, we're not going to do a big Christmas thing because it's like 50 people. But we used to do just everyone brings a gift and just one thing, just one.
Yeah.
And it's a fun thing for everyone to do, and kind of like anchors the day a little bit. You have your food, and then you have this activity later. And then you're like, I don't want to do it. I'm like, oh, what are we going to do? Sit around and talk to each other?
Yeah, give me something.
Well, it's just fun, just a fun thing to do. And also along those lines, I hate wrapping presents.
Oh, me too. I hate it.
Ugh. It's the worst.
What I love? And I also hate getting stuff in a bag because I want to unwrap it. I just don't want to wrap it.
Me too. I know. Why is that? I hate opening stuff in a bag. This is why I'm so glad I am married to an engineer who likes he'll like get a little like ruler out and make the lines really crisp.
My gosh.
And
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm just literally, it looks like my 4-year-old wrapped thing.
Same.
Like,
I never have enough.
Together.
There's always like a little strip of the box, right?
Totally.
You're like, oh shit, I didn't have enough. Oh well.
Good enough.
Kind of like the cookies. They're just going to eat it, right? They're just going to unwrap it.
Yes, I know. Oh gosh, my mother-in-law has it down though. She reuses the same boxes every year, and it's like the thing where they're boxes with like a lid you lift off. So she's wrapped the lid and wrapped the bottom, and then just uses the same ones every time.
Now that is smart.
I know.
But who's got time for that? Not me.
Well, I don't know. I think she had time for it like 20 years ago and are just still using the same boxes.
If they've lasted that long, that's pretty freaking amazing.
Oh, yeah. It's good.
Wow.
It's good.
Cindy.
I know.
How about it?
Can I ask you my lightning round questions?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you ready?
What are they? Yeah, I think so.
Okay. What's your favorite Christmas song?
Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree by the, you know who I mean.
The one that's like rockin'
around. Yes. That one.
Okay.
Yeah. If I'm in a bad mood, that's like, I find myself doing that.
Oh yeah. And then my favorite is Milik Licky Maka for the same reason.
Such a good one.
It's such a good one. And my least favorite one, I decided is Santa Baby. And every time I hear it, I feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, I kind of like it either. My least favorite one is, like I said, anything about like Daddy didn't bring me the shoes or Santa give me some, my dad's dead. You know which one I'm talking about? I hate those songs. I'm like, oh, why? No, don't like those.
What is your thought on a matchy Christmas tree versus a nostalgic sentimental tree? Why am I even asking?
Yeah, only the latter.
Yeah.
No matchy.
I'm not going to name names, but somebody I know on Facebook was like last year, they're like, look at my beautiful tree where I bought all of the ornaments to match at the store. I wonder. And then she literally was like, I'm trying to think of a way to what do I do with all these cute handmade ornaments my kids made for the last like 18 years? And I'm like,
keep them, put them on your tree.
Yeah. I'm like, what? It's like you went out of your way to make Christmas less good. Like, let's just strip the heart right out of it. Is that funny? I was like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, no, I don't do the matchy. Nope.
Okay. Christmas cards, do or don't?
Do. I might not this year though.
Oh yeah, I'm a do as well, more because I like to get them, but they're so expensive.
They are, but if you're a planner, which I'm not, Shutterfly and Tiny Prints and all those, you can do them super cheap in like November.
Oh yeah.
Or
I should do that
the week before Christmas. Or
after.
Lots of smart people do New Year's cards, and then I've gotten a couple super funny like Valentine's and St. Patrick's Day cards that are really fun. I love those.
I think I've done minted a few times, and the thing I like about it is that I pre-entered all of our addresses.
Wow.
You don't have to address the envelopes.
That's amazing that you did that. Like
Of course, every year there's like 10 that are wrong. I'm like, oh God, I'll fix this. And I never do.
Crap. Yeah. I love getting Christmas cards. I love seeing people that I haven't seen in a long time.
Oh, I know what your pet peeve is. When people don't put themselves on the card. Is that it? Was that one of yours? They only put their kids?
Yes, that is one of mine. But you know what I've found? And I'll be interested to see what you think about this as you get closer to my age. I've done that less.
Mm-hmm.
I've done that less because I'm like, I don't want anybody to see me. So I just do the, well, not in a bad way, but it's like, nobody really gives a shit what I look like. But they want to see if your kids have grown and if you have a new dog or, oh, look at your cute cat or whatever.
I don't think that's true. I think that you should, I think you should put yourself on the card.
You think? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I respect and trust your opinion. So
thanks. Okay.
Maybe I'll just get a better filter.
Do you do outdoor Christmas decor?
Yes. Very minimal.
Yeah, just I like to do lights if I can get my shit together.
Yeah, same. I like lights and I usually do what are those things? Nobody can see me.
You look like
my window boxes.
Cow. Oh,
window
the
boxes,
candles?
Spruce tops, those kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I do that. And my next door neighbor, Sandy, is the most amazing decor person outside for every single holiday. She always says I would have been the best kindergarten teacher, and she's so right.
Yeah, she is right.
But it's really hard to live next door to somebody like that. So only because it's like, amazing and Charlie Brown. So what we do is minimal to kind of fit in. So like, oh, that's very simple.
Yes. Oh, look at tasteful.
Yeah, and hers is tastefully perfect. Like
I know
everything you can think of. You're like, oh my God, that's so cool. And they're all old, and she reuses them. They're like vintage things from when she's a kid. Such cool shit.
Fun. I'll have to go check that out. Maybe
it's very cool.
Do a drive-by.
Yeah.
How do you feel about matching Christmas pajamas for families?
Never.
I have to tell you that I was a never, like the matching Hannah Anderson. I did them for my kids. Like, that's fun.
Kids are different. Yeah. But I'm not doing that.
No, I know. But then I asked Josh, I'm like, would you ever do matching Christmas pajamas? Because I thought he for sure would be like, no.
I can see Josh doing that.
Yeah. He was like, yeah, that sounds fun. So I don't know. Maybe 2020.
I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to judge you if you do it.
I'm judging myself.
I didn't say I hate people who do it. What I said was not me.
What about Hallmark Christmas movies? Yes or no?
Never.
Hard pass. Don't.
Sorry.
Zero interest. Yeah.
Zero. Again. That's exactly the same as one of those songs, but on film. No.
Yeah. No, I know people are into it, but I'm like, oh, I'd rather.
Twyla's like, what? No. You're kidding me.
I'd rather drink eggnog, which I would never drink.
I would never drink that either. That shit is nasty. Ugh. No. There's so many other hot drinks you could have on a holiday, like Jameson and coffee with homemade whipped cream.
Yeah.
Bailey's Kahlua and coffee.
Yeah. No, thank you. I don't like anything. Tom and Jerry's are also kind of weird.
Yeah, that's something that Prentice's family always did. And I remember thinking like, oh, Tom and Jerry, I love that cartoon. I bet these are going to be good. And I took a drink of it and I was like, whoa. First of all,
it's not a drink.
Like, it was like Everclear. I was like, and then it was like creamy. And I was like, this is
chewy. It's like chewy.
And it was in a bucket. I was like,
yes.
No. Is it just a Minnesota thing or is it everywhere? I don't know. I've never heard of it before I moved here.
Josh's family, they're from Wisconsin.
I'm going to Google it while we're talking.
Yeah, do it. They do them every year, I think. And though actually, I feel like I haven't had them with them. But I think there's something to do with like melted ice cream and liquor.
Yeah, definitely liquor. Lots of liquor.
Yeah, and then it's mixed up and it's sort of like it sets almost like a gelatin. I don't even know.
Okay,
are you finding it?
Yeah. A Tom and Jerry is a traditional Christmas time cocktail in the United States. Okay. But it was devised by a British journalist, if that makes any sense. It is news. 1 cup of milk, a half of an egg yolk, half of the egg white, 2.5 teaspoons of powdered sugar, and 5 teaspoons of brandy. That's why.
Teaspoons?
That's what it says.
Oh. Yeah, but and then you must like whip it up or something, kind of like a meringue, and then you have to let it set.
Yeah, and it says like, oh, it's just like what you would have like for a hot cocoa. I'm like, no, it isn't. It's nasty. Let me see. What do you do? It's like separated things and nutmeg. Okay. Yep. You have to beat it in the mixing bowl. Yep. But Prentice's mom had it in the freezer.
Yeah.
She must have made it a ton in advance and put it. You know what she put it in? Those big ice cream buckets. Like
a 5-gallon one. Yeah. Yep.
That's what she put it in. It's batter. That's what they do. It's batter. And then you put it in there and you put some hot water in it and some booze. That's what it is.
Yeah. I mean, also beer is fine.
Or something that doesn't have eggs in it.
Yeah.
I don't want an egg drink. No, thanks.
Not for me either.
And back to those Hallmark things, I think it's just because they're all the same. And it's like bullshit. So I would much rather not watch those. I love the Charlie Brown movie and I love Elf and I love that. I want to call it Absolutely Fabulous, but that's not what it is.
Love Actually?
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely Fabulous.
You know what show that is, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
I figured something out, which has nothing to do with the holidays. Broad City.
Yes.
Is Absolutely Fabulous.
Yes.
Of the 90s. Was that 90s or 80s?
I think 90s? It was 90s. Yeah.
It's the same.
Yeah.
Isn't it? I love it. But instead of England, they're in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
I love it.
That makes sense.
Sorry, that was off topic.
No, I love it. My favorite Christmas movie is Christmas Vacation.
Oh, yeah. Such a goodie.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Elf, how do you beat that one?
I don't know. But I think I didn't grow up with, you know what I mean? I like watch it later. So Christmas Vacation feels like my childhood. And I don't really care for the Christmas Story one.
Yeah, no, me either.
Ralphie,
I don't like that one either. I don't know.
I feel like we could talk about this forever and maybe we just did. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we did. Tell us what I want to know from our listeners are some of their fun traditions and what they hate about Christmas cookies.
Yeah. What gets your bah humbugs bah humming? Wow.
Yeah, I think we kind of covered a lot.
Sure did.
I love the holidays. Love, love, love. You know what I love almost as much as Christmas Eve and Christmas Day?
What?
New Year's Day.
Well, we'll have to do a whole another episode on that.
Food on New Year's Day. Next on what?
A Mess in the Kitchen. What is our show name?
I'm like, think.
Well, thank you for listening, and we'll talk at you soon.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to a Mess in the Kitchen podcast. We're really impressed that you made it all the way to the end. You can learn more about our show at amessinthekitchen.com. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram. The show is produced by Twyla Dang of Matriarch Digital Media. Check them out. She's got tons of great shows at matriarchdm.com. If you like the show, please rate and review us. It helps new people find the show. And until next time, here's to good enough cooking. Cheers.